Originality matters. Did you know that? Sometimes we end up doing the wrong things when we should be doing the right things. And the power and the value of now, being more original is more powerful than being a copycat. We've watched many original content, like from movies to TV shows to branding to anything, products and all that. Because content is vast. Content includes a product, content includes the branding, content includes all that. And the question is, how original are you in your content, in your works, in your everything that you do? Because as you're trying so much to find out what else is on the other side, how you can be part of it, how best you can create competition against it, first think, is your product original? Can it really compete with what is already on the market? What is unique about that product? Because today the now isn't about the other one is also a watchmaker. I can also buy a plate that makes watches and also make a watch. No. That's the difference between the different brands that we embrace. You don't wake up and say, yes, now I have the money to create a product like a car or a bus or anything, and then just produce it or put it on the market because you copied it somewhere. You don't know the technicalities. You don't know how they keep the product alive. You don't know how exactly the product gets out to the market and how does the market get to embrace it. People who have been in the system of branding, elevating other brands, startups, giving them a shoulder here, lean on there, understand that no matter how mediocrity pops around you, there is always value for money and value addition for long-term purposes. That's where most of the times people go wrong. You have a product, it's good, it's unique, but you created it for competition and not for service delivery. You created it for them to see that you also something in life, but not for the consumer who is exactly needing the service. So there you decide. Why are you creating a product? And for who? Because every time you're creating something, it has to be for someone. It has to have an age group. It has to have an income group. It has to have the consumption group and all that. People will lie to you. They will tell you all sorts of things. No, it's easy. It's just a matter of doing this and doing that and becoming that. No. If it was that easy, a lot would be happening. A lot would be easier. Ask yourself, for example, if the world had internet then, and the internet is here today, those are roughly 40 to 30 years plus. Yeah, and people have been on the internet. Your geolocation hasn't been on the internet. Brands have excelled. Your geolocation has been replicating original brands in disguise of, they allow us to do that. We are the authorized creators of that from the other side. And when the product owner pops in, you just jump into, no, we have wings, we have authority, they can't touch us. You see, this is the government project, this is so and so's project, and it can't be touched. No. Why am I talking about originality today? Look at brands like Puma, look at brands like Rihanna, look at brands like Madonna, look at brands like Chris Brown, look at brands like Beyonce, look at brands like Jay-Z, look at brands like Celine Dion, brands like Jennifer Lopez, brands like Alicia Keys, all those brands, yeah? They've invested time, money, and everything to stay alive. The other one is a musician, this one is a musician. But when you look at what they are putting out for the audience, it's totally different. They understand the audience. They understand the dynamics. So today you will wake up and say, I also want to be like Beyonce. You want to be like Beyonce, but Beyonce created or crafted that brand and legacy for years and time you can't even try to wait for, because you are very impatient. Then they could tell you producing a song can take you 3 months. You know, there is laying the beats, writing the lyrics, then there is recording, and then sound engineering, and then mastering, and then all that. So that by the time a product is on the market, it's complete. It fits in everyone's choice of, I would love that, to hear it again and again. So you want to compete with Beyonce? It's that hard. She was that patient. It was that enough energy and teamwork that put her there. Not because she can just hold the microphone and sing. Not because she's a woman and you're a woman too. It's because they value each and every second of a product they put out. And you, as someone who is in the business today, trying to catch up, trying to create your own brand to compete with such a brand, you're having issues. No one is going to come and ask you if Beyonce allowed you to print that, or no one is going to ask you if Alicia Keys allowed you to do that. No. These brands have teams across the world. Just like you've been receiving new movies in cinemas, direct from Hollywood. It's how these brands coordinate and keep their brands alive. So don't stay in your geolocation and feel comfortable that no one is going to come and ask you why you tampered with an original product, or why you can't create your own product. It's because you disrespected the simple rules and guidelines. That's why they're going to come after you if you don't have an original product. the ideology of they can manufacture it and we can replicate it for the third world economy. No. The man who created an original product knows the reason why they went through all that to create those standards, to achieve that. That's why today when you look at institutions in the world, there are very few that can actually sound again in your head. When you say Cambridge, everyone is like, When you say Stanford, everyone is like, when you say Harvard, everyone is, when you say Oxford, the entire room goes silent. Why? Because of the quality of education they offer, not the number of students they put out, not the structures that house the students, but the quality of products in every student they put out. It's why the difference is. No, it's simple. We can also compete and become that. Try it and see. I'll give you a simple scenario here. Yeah? There was a time in my line of work where I was sent a poster by Beyonce. It wasn't her, it was a team in Uganda trying to create an illusion that she's coming. Yeah? So they sent it to me. I had to look at it, put it out and then market it. Without real proof or evidence that actually it was just a forgery, putting me off my track, making them see that I'm pushing information without information. Competition, originality, choices, decision, the people who come around you, the services you offer. Who are you offering these services to and why? Today, it's a while ever since that happened. But today you can't just wake up and tell me, hey, create a poster with Beyonce on it. Club is maybe hosting her. Without me looking at the real communications between the two brands, or between them and you who is asking me to do that. Today, we want to fight forgery and piracy. Or it's what the world is fighting, piracy and forgery. And it starts with you being original. If I want to sell my bread mixed with soya, fully nutritious and all that, I'll make sure my product is unique. Even if someone else is also buying the ingredients and all that and doing it, that there is a difference between your mother's cooking and my mother's cooking. And that also makes the difference between your cooking and my cooking. Originality is what we're talking about here, because tomorrow is going to be a bit rougher than we thought. The AI is here, and if the AI is here, your skills will actually be the reason why you survive in this now. Your creativity, your originality. Brands manifest every now and then, but which brand actually is here to survive forever? Do they come to you just to take a product or a design that they are just going to use for one day and it's over because they want to fetch money from a certain company or organization? Or are they with you to create a brand that is going to last forever? Originality as a service provider. That's why people don't offer services to everyone. It's not because they don't want to work. It's because the people seeking those services seek them because of competition. If I make this one do this, I'll go the other side and tell them he's the one who did it. He's the idiot. He's the fool. He's the mad person. And yet you gave him all the directives without him questioning, without him asking. Yeah? When he asks you back, but he's asking because he wants to protect you from doing the wrong thing. You're asking him to include a copyrighted image that can actually get your license cancelled as a branding company that is putting out brands into the market. You're a management company managing a brand, but you don't coordinate with other brands to see what exactly should be on the market. And you want to blame it on the graphics designers. You want to blame it on someone else because of your own shallow-mindedness. I always advise my people, I always advise my clients, if you want to work with me, let me direct you in the right direction of the brand you want. Let me ask all the questions so that I can have all the ideologies of how to create you better. Because by the time you sought these services, you understood that there were very many other people who can create that at a very cheap price. But you sought Elvis. You sought Creations. Because Creations has a legacy, because Creations has a profile of handling its branding differently, handling its corporate identity differently, putting you to where others don't. For example, when I was studying graphics designing some years back, people were asking me, why are you posting online? It's what others do every day. Oina Malala, you showing off. And I'm like, no. We create different brands for different reasons. Elvis is into branding and visuals. So that means I'm not looking at today. I'm looking at tomorrow. If you don't value the logo I've created for you now, then don't come back. Because I value a single logo I created. It's more powerful than anything. It's the start, it's the beginning of a brand. If you don't value a single minute of audio that is originally created from my head, from scripting to recording and then putting it out, then you won't understand the price of it. You won't understand the value of why you're coming to me to seek those services. And don't come back. You understand? Don't come back. That's how brands decide. If you can't listen, if you can't understand that actually a service provider is protecting you as a consumer first before they give you that service, then don't seek that service. You will never understand the value on it. If I'm on Facebook seeking to use the services on Facebook, I read the agreements, the rules and regulations. That's why when Mark Zuckerberg came up with those timeline banners, I was right where I can use them to the utmost. There are a lot of tools that platforms create, but without originality, you can't soar. Today the AI is here. It is fetching out replicas. We who have been on social media platforms for a while now understand that even having a replica account or a pseudo account is a crime. Just having a pseudo account for someone else is a crime. A celebrity brand or a product, it's a crime. I'm here. I'm Elvis. I can't create a replica of the White House as an account online. That would be criminal offense. So why do you come to me and you're like, hey, I want a replica like this one? When I can create something original for you, ask for something original. We create things. We are creative enough to create originality. Ask for something original every time you're going to seek a service, because that's the value of now. Dr. Rayyans Elvis, F2F Live, Creations. Visit creations.org.